In today's video, I want to talk about the new Social Security payments and days that these will be coming out. We are going to dive into a very interesting student update for today, and also going to talk about the White House testing response. Because we heard today that the certain test is not as effective against the certain COVID variant. So we are going to address that in just a minute. First up, hopefully, let's talk about these Social Security payments and new payment dates. A lot of people have been asking what was wrong with when we received our payments. Anyway, why we are changing the dates and why is this so important? Well, the reason why the Social Security Administration is changing the dates is because they are attempting to improve their process. That is, they want to improve their process, make things a little more streamlined, a little more simple. Because if you don't remember, there are a lot of workers shortages, and we got a lot of this going on. So the SSA is just trying to make their process a little bit easier on them, and in doing so, they're going to make multiple changes throughout this entire year, and this is going to impact the million and a million of people. And here's what we can expect as far as when your payments are going to go through. And just keep in mind these payment days, even though they are set according to Social Security Administration. They are saying if you don't receive your payments on this specific day, then wait 3 additional days after payment day before you contact the Social Security office. So it doesn't matter about the month, it doesn't matter about the year. So people with the birthdays between the 1st and 10th of every single month, you get paid on the second Wednesday of each month. People with the birthday between 11th and 20th, you get paid on the third Wednesday of every single month. And people born between 21st to 31st last day of month. But if the first falls on the weekend, so Saturday or Sunday, which I believe it does twice this year, and then you will actually get paid on the following Monday, which is going to be the first weekday of the new month. For those get both SSI and Social Security, you get paid on the 3rd of each month, not the 3rd Wednesday, the 3rd if the 3rd falls on Saturday or Sunday, which it doesn't 2 times this year in 2022. Then you get paid on the Friday before. So just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that your Social Security cost of living adjustment at 5 or 9 post. That's going to be included starting in January. That means the average of Social Security beneficiaries is going to be received about 92 extra per month for their benefits. But we were been addressing this for the past few weeks in this month. If you get SNAP benefits, Medicare rental assistance, or anything else, those things can be impacted due to January due to the fact that you are getting the cost of living adjustment in January as well. So just keep that in mind if any of those things are going to be lower your benefits, right? Because of this cost of living adjustment is going to happen in January as well. They are actually seeing them come down. More people are seeing that they are losing benefits because of this cost of living adjustment, which is absolutely instant because it's supposed to help out, but there's a problem. Let's talk about what the CDC and Dr. Fauci said today as well, and keep in mind. The CDC has been getting a lot of citizens. I actually did a video earlier on today talking about how the DCD again is prioritizing building up the economy They are prioritizing our economic and getting back on track over the safety of American people. Now some say this is good, others say this is bad. Here what is CDC and Dr. Anthony Fauci said today, and this is regarding the rabies testing. Because earlier today we found out that the antigen tests are actually not as sensitive as the PCR test. Now many people were very worried about wondering why are we still using both? Is there a reason why the both are still being utilized? Well, they are according to the CDC and Dr. Fauci, who actually represents the White House, say that they have known for the while that the antigen testers saw diminution of their sensitivity. Don't see as much sensitivity on the antigen test as they do as the PCR test. However, they are saying that they are still fairly accurate. It's the accurate test, but they aren't 100% conclusive based on the COVID variant. They both stated that both these tests are useful, but under different circumstances. The antigen test still does really well when it's testing for Delta or Alpha, but no Omicron. But the PCR test is better at picking up the Omicron. But the interesting part about all these are they known this for a while. Yet we just find out that test is not as accurate as others. Well, that's fairly concerning being that we are known this for a while and yet we just find this out, but we are still using those tests. As Senator Trump mentioned, in order to get him to support whatever bill back better act they put in the front of him, but according to reports, they are saying multiple Democrats feel that this is a losing battle and that it doesn't make any sense for them to try to do this. They're actually saying that there are multiple lawmakers that are working with the Republicans, maybe our best bet. So, according to the multiple Republicans, they have to state it that they could support another bill, but it could not be what's actually in the Build Back Better Act. We could potentially see over the next month, or so is the lawmakers trying to put together a bill. Is it another bipartisan bill which is going to be very difficult to do? And the reason is going to be extremely difficult. Number one, we are still worried about the inflation. Number two, we have to deal with this Omicron variant. Number three, we got a lot of people that are still out of work. One of the problems with another bipartisan bill, this bill is likely going to have to be around or under 1 trillion, with the Democrats starting at the 6 trillion with the Senator Bernie Sanders. They dropped it to 3.5 billion or 3.5 billion. Then they went down to 2 to 2.4, finally settled at 1.75, and now the expectation is it could get closer to 1. Well, we will not see much in this bill for climate change, and that's something that many progressives have said have to be included. Most likely that the one thing that will be included is pre-K. But it all depends on how the bill is paid for, how is pre-K going to be paid. For that's going to be very important things to consider. Because right now, according to many experts, what Republicans and Democrats both agree on, that workers start cheat, and we need to figure out a way to slower in the issue, meaning child care is going to be key. I'm not talking about child care in the form of daycare center or service. I'm talking about pre-K works. Because children 3 and 4 years old can now go to school for a pre-kindergarten grade that takes up this day instead of going to daycare center. Childcare tax credit could be included into this as well because that could help out many families who, yes, they can kind of afford to pay this for childcare, but at the same time, it's using majority of their income to their disposable income. Could you seek out on how much families and low-income families pay for childcare as well possibly? Text one Democrat just text one Senate Democrat to say, I'm not going to work with the Republicans on this deal, and the deal could be dead. But on the flip side of that, it also just takes one Republican to say,